Civilian them. May they wear the CM.
too much. Hold your fire and hear them cry. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Videos, checked them against satellite imagery, and spoken with eyewitnesses around. For the first time, we show you who is committing these atrocities and why.
Is it the bodyguards around you? Is it the army that you've got? Is it the high walls you live in that makes you to ignore the people's cry? Policemen perish every day. Our youths are going down the drain. Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you made from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Shot by security forces. Crackdown intended.
There is a body lying down the street. It could be a brother, it could be my sister, it could have been you, it could have been me, it could be anybody else. Because of the conditions we're facing, where we live today, we are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Our youths are perishing every day. You read in the papers, you will see. You check out the news, the numbers are there every day and night, and every number that you see is representing a human being. Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you made from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Our analysis of the video places it outside the National Gendarmerie, the village of Konfor.
Is it the bodyguards around you? Is it the army that you've got? Is it the high walls you live in that makes you to ignore the people's cry? Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. evening, great people of the Amazonia Revolution. Once again, you are welcome to County Roots. And today is one of those special days where we are holding a special edition with a special set of people of the revolution. And before I go ahead, I would like that you share and invite, just hit the share button and invite someone. And let's join here and listen what the women have got to offer, like you can see on the screen. Today we want to examine what is the role of women in the Amazonia Revolution. And I've brought with me some of the seasoned fine bread of the women species of the Amazonia Revolution. And before I bring them on stage, I would like to use this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you so much to Ground Zero. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for everything you are doing. We are watching. The whole world is watching. You are doing just the right thing. Tomorrow is that day, the day that they are planning to do their fraud, even though they have already done it, but they want to prove it to the world tomorrow. You are proving it already. And we cannot thank you enough. We're only waiting to celebrate, because one thing is sure, Amazonia is real, and Boya we shall make. So please share and invite someone such that we can share. Especially we want to let the world see the type of women we have got. We want the world to see and know that women have a say in the future of the brand new Amazonia that is coming any moment from now. So I would like to introduce to you my dear fellow panelists. I have with me Comrade Gertrude, Mark Gertrude, who is a powerful chair lady of both Santa local government area and of Mezam County. Mark Gertrude, good evening and welcome to County Roots. Hello, Mark Gertrude. Can you hear me? Okay. Apparently, she is not getting me. She's stuck somewhere, because we can see her on the screen. Apparently, she's freezing, but I believe she's going to get back to us. Apart from that, we've also got one of the great ladies of the revolution in the person of Lady Marianta, who is the chair lady for the European coordinators, country coordinators. I know she's going to correct me that right away. Lady Marianta, I know you are wounded. I know you are, but Amazonians will just want you to give us first a smile and then you carry on. Tell us more about yourself. So welcome to County Roots. Thank you with the smile. Welcome to County Roots. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Yeah, carry on, Twitter.
Good evening, my comfort. Greetings to you, fellow Amazonians, my brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. It's a very crucial time of our revolution, and it's good to be with you. We'll take courage. Thank you.
Thank you for honoring the invitation. While we are waiting, we also have on the panel, Reverend Dr. Christensia Asson. She is still on her way. She's preparing to join in any moment from now. You know, we face a lot of challenges. We have technical issues and so on, but by the grace of God, everything is going to be fine. You can see Mark Gertrude is also freezing on her part and so on, but then I think that things are going to be okay. So, Comrade Marianta, how are you doing today? Just say a word of greetings and maybe a word of courage to Ground Zero before we start, while we are waiting for our two sisters to come on board so that we can finally start. Maybe a word or two to Ground Zero. Comrade Marianta.
Thank you, my comfort. My brothers and sisters, my strong amber warriors on Ground Zero and in Ground One, I want to say, first of all, before we say anything else, what a huge well done you deserve. this lockdown that you have taken part in the last 3 days has just blown our minds. So thank you so much for the courage that you show. Thank you for the perseverance. Thank you for making us proud. Thank you for the resilience. I mean, you have really shown so much courage. Words really fail me. Because of you, we have a revolution. Without you, we'll have nothing. So we thank
Right.
you. You gave us so much courage because of what you do, Lord. And we just really thank God for the courage that you have. We thank God for the protection, and we pray that God will continue to bless you and protect you, and just make our oppressors, the La Republic soldiers, blind, and will cause confusion amongst them. Nothing will touch you, my brothers and sisters, because you're fighting a good fight. This is a God ordained fight, and we shall win it because God is on our side. So thank you so much. We'll continue to pray for you. Tomorrow is the big day. Don't put your guards down, please, my brothers and sisters. Tomorrow is a big day. You need to stay strong, keep your strength up, and have your strategies.
Right. You are very correct. Tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is the great day. And we are just praying and we're calling on every Amazonian to stay home. Stay at home. Tomorrow is Sunday. We know, but please stay at home, pray at home, worship at home with your family, worship at home with your neighbors. If you can be able to move from your house to the next door neighbor. If not, please, everybody should stay at home, pray at home. If you don't have anything to do outside, please do not step out. Your security is paramount to us. We are just fighting because we want homeland for you to be at home. We are not only fighting to come and walk over your blood. You have spilled enough, and we really do appreciate, and we really do pray and pray that you stay strong. We know it's hard, but nobody ever said it was going to be deep, it was going to be easy. Running a revolution is not cherry picking. Running a revolution is costly, it's expensive, it takes blood like you are shedding, it takes money, it takes time, it takes families, it takes everything you are doing out there. It takes insecurity, but do your utmost best to stay safe and pray. Tomorrow is that day. Pray. You may want to organize an all-night prayer. You may just want to do something. Just do it, trusting God, because God is God. The truth is that they may kill us, they may rape us, they may burn us down, they may burn down our settlements and whatever. But what remains true is that Amazonia shall remain a country because they cannot kill everybody. Somebody must be kept alive so that they will tell the eyewitness story to our children tomorrow. Like a sister just said here, we may cry today, but tomorrow our children shall never cry. You know, we are living in some of these countries where the children of this world, this part of the world where we are, they really do smile today because they are walking on the blood of their ancestors. That is just what we are doing for our children. And God is, I think, God bless us. God bless Amazonia. Hello, Margaret Gertrude. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, once again, you are welcome to County Roots, fellow Amazonians, televiewers. This is Sister Gertrude, the chair lady for Santa Local Government and for Mesa County. Welcome, sister, to County
Thank you.
Roots.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're just giving a word of encouragement to our comrades back home. While we were waiting for you and for Reverend Ashong. So if you have a word of encouragement, you have anything to tell our people back home, Margaret, you can go ahead. Whatever is happening today, where are our viewers? But we will do the record and keep it there because they will come back later on and watch it. However, who is there? If you can help us share and invite someone such that people will join on us. Today is a special day. We want to see what the Amazonia women have to offer in this revolution. And there is no one here, almost no one here. Let me not say there's no one because there are people But we don't have enough audience to watch us, to listen to us, to the mothers of the revolution. But the good thing is that people back home, they are watching us on satellite, and we'll keep on. So Margaret Road, if you have a word of encouragement to Ground Zero, you can go ahead. Let's give it 2 minutes to see whether Reverend Ashong joins us before we finally move on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ma Comfort. Thank you so much for inviting us to talk to our people. I want to encourage our people that, as you are all know, we did not go looking for trouble. We sat on, like we say, on our own lane. We sat on our own side of the country. We just ask for crumbs of bread. We just ask for little things that will make us human, where we will feel like we are part of the fabric of that country. And we were beaten and beaten, and we went out to peacefully tell the country that, look, we are asking for in peace. It's not that we are asking in war. We just want peace. We just ask you to make us part of the fabric so that we can do things for ourselves. And our people were beaten. And as you know, when our people were beaten, our people ran back to their homes. And the army, the military came and knocked on the doors and took people out. This is a war. I'm saying this to say that this is a war that was forced upon us. We ran, our children ran and went into their houses. And the army came and knocked on doors and caught people. Children were jumping out through the window. They were being shot through the window. And they searched houses. They took then guns. They took even little sticks that people use to hold the grass while cutting. And from there, our children started fighting, not because they wanted to fight, but because they saw that if they did not do something, they would be wiped out. They will be wiped out. So our children have started from there, from nothing, when everything, even the little Dane guns that they had, was seized from them. They've started fighting back as a self-preservation. And from there, the president of La Republique declared war on our people, and our boys have been fighting. And I want everybody to note the fact that we have never crossed the Mongol. We have never crossed Matasm to attack on the other side. So up till today, from 3 years ago going forward, we have been in a defensive mode. We have been defending ourselves. So I want to thank everybody, all the children who have pulled themselves up, picked sticks, picked whatever, to the point now that they are fashioning weapons of their own to defend homeland. I want you to know that we are squarely behind you. And I've heard some people say, those of us in the diaspora, we are hiding in the back and sending children to fight, to die. We are not sitting in the back and are sending children to die. What we are doing is we are supporting them. They are the ones fighting for their future. They are the ones who are living that hard life. Those who are at home cannot find jobs. You have people with all kinds of degrees. They cannot find jobs. They are selling puff, whatever, puff puff, bonbon, chewing gum at the motor park. Some are doing benziking the motorcycle. That's not what productive people should be doing. We want productive people who can change the world, who can build our country to look like other countries which are progressive. So these children are frustrated and they're taking out their frustration. It's not us. We are just supporting them. If you have your child, it gets to an age and your child tells you, this is what I want to do, you have to say, yes, my child, I hear what you want to do. You have a vision for your future and I'm supporting you. And so that's what we are doing here. We are supporting our children who are out there fighting. So I want to encourage everybody back home that please be careful, but I want you to know that we are behind you. And I want to tell the parents who are there that please, if you have where you can cook 2 plantains and give one to your neighbor who does not have something, that's what you are going to do. If you know how you can help the other children, That's fine. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sis. Thank you so much. And we have, I think, our panel is complete now. We have the last person we were waiting for, who is our Reverend Dr. Christiansia Aston, who is the Undersecretary for the Department of Women's Services. Dr. Ashong, you're welcome to County Roads.
Thank you very much, comrades. Greetings to everybody. God bless you all.
Okay, thank you. So we'll just kick off as you are right here now. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation. Amazonians and their televiewers, it's time for us to start there. Before we go ahead, we like to do the traditional thing we like to do. We want to honor our fallen heroes and maybe respect also to our the prisoners of war, to our refugees. And I would like to give you the honor, Reverend Asson, to observe a minute of silence in honor of our fallen heroes. There's some echo. I don't know whether it's coming from me. I don't think so, but let me go. Just go ahead. Let's see if Reverend Asson.
What did you say I should do?
Yeah, I was just saying that I gave you the honor to observe a minute of silence in honor of our fallen heroes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. And may the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. Amen.
Amen. So thank you once again, dear comrades Marianta, comrade Gertrude, and comrade Christiansia. Once again, welcome to County Roads. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Like I called you today, and you can see from the title of our show today, the role of women in the Amazonia Revolution. I would like to start with you, Margaret. You are holding a powerful position in this difficult revolution of ours. You are not only the chair of the Santa local government area, but of the Mezam, the Great Mezam County, in which is made up of about 7 great local government areas. So, what are your duties? What are your functions as the chairperson of that of your county in general, and maybe of your LGA? What are the things that you do? Just give us a summary or brief summary. Just point out 1 or 2 things. What do you really do?
Okay. Yeah, as I say, even during our meetings, I tell everybody that I am the coordinator. When you are the head, it doesn't mean that you dictate terms to people. So what I do is that I coordinate services in my local government and in the county. So starting from the local government, I do fundraising for my local government. I try to find out what is happening. I make things happen that need to happen. We make purchase of the supplies that our people need, and we communicate, tell them what is happening, or they tell us the problems that they have, and then we try to see how we can fix it. And then now going to the county, we have the local government, 7 local governments, and every local government is being managed by their own chair. And so the chairs have the role to organize what is happening in their local government. And so when they come to me, they might have a problem, or they might have a discussion, something that we think might affect all of us. Like now we were preparing for this lockdown. We came together and we decided what it is that we can do, which would be to the interest of all of Mezam. And so we coordinate those services. I assist them in coordinating. It's not telling them what to do, but when we come to the meetings, in all of my meetings, I ask everybody to come up with their own plan of what we are talking about, because I don't believe in the fact that because you're a doctor, you know it all. A lay person may have read something or may have seen something that you've not seen. So when you come to your meeting and you tell the doctor, they'll know how to operate. So that's what I do.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And that sounds like so much to me. But let's hear from Lady Marianta. Lady Marianta, uh, I don't know. You would like to? I'm always missing it. I don't call it well. I really do apologize. You are the chair lady for the European coordinators, for the county coordinators in Europe. Am I right? Yes. If not, please correct it. Say it
That's
exactly.
correct. So I'm the chair for, yes, I'm the chair lady for European country coordinators and the
All
vice
right.
chair for the country and regional coordinators. That's the worldwide establishment.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we just want to hear.
Greetings to Reverend Asson and Margaret Fruit. Nice to see you again.
Right. So, Lady Marianta, just like Margaret did, just give us a brief summary. What do you really do in these positions that you carry in this great revolution? What is your duty as a chair in
Yeah.
Europe and as a vice president in the world?
Okay. So what I do, I start from home first. So I'm based in the UK. So within the UK, I work with our Amber UK community to carry out different activities, different functions, as you know, in terms of planning our protests, fundraising activities, anything that promotes Ambazonia, including writing to our MPs, going to the Commonwealth, all of that. Within the context of the European chairperson, I work very closely with my European country coordinators. We have country coordinators from Italy, Norway, and Sweden, just all of mainland Europe. And we have meetings regularly every week or every other week. We strategize, we analyze what's going on within the revolution, we think about what we can do, we strategize, we put together plans to support our people on ground zero, our refugees, our prisoners. Um, we plan huge fundraising events, which I think you all know. Our most latest activity was in Uppsala, Sweden, where the Scandinavian community hosted and they welcomed all of us. All the great leaders of the revolution were there. Dr. Sacco was there, our Secretary Chris was there with the VP. So we do quite a lot of things. For us as country coordinators, we try, our role is to coordinate Ambazonians in our various countries in terms of resource mobilization and really we go out, we don't just do the diplomacy, which is obviously the number one thing that we should be doing, writing to the governments of our country, the foreign affairs government, having those diplomatic meetings with them to promote our cause and to see how they can actually help in different ways. Sometimes we can't come out in public to say exactly what they have said or what they intend to do, but rest assured that within Europe, there's quite a lot of diplomatic work going on by our country coordinators. We are very humble people. We don't make a lot of noise. We work quietly in the background, but people in our countries know exactly who we are and what we're doing. In terms of the worldwide country and regional coordinators, so we also have regular meetings similar to what we do in Europe with our brothers and sisters from Australia, Canada, America, Africa. We have country coordinators from all across. We have these regular meetings and plan what to do. For example, the ACES Berlin conference, which you were, I think, we're all part of it. It takes quite a lot of country coordinators to plan this event, and at the end of the day, our number one objective is to raise funds for this revolution and to push forward the diplomacy. So that's what we do. Thank you.
Okay, Reverend. As you have the microphone, you just want to do same. Let us know what is happening in the Department of Women's Services. What do you do?
Thank you very much. The Women Department, the name Women from the foundation of the earth. God says that we are undercover agents of God. We are undercover. That means we make sure things are moving well in the house. So in the women department, we are working seriously to make sure that the women in all nations, including the children and the men as well, are in good order. We are working on see how we can help the widows. That's a project we have now. It's currently going on to help the fallen heroes, widows. We are working on having a rally, which will be coming up. My boss will come up with a program and then we'll announce it for everybody to be aware. So we work with all the counties, chairs, the ladies that are for this government. We try our best to bring everybody on board. It's not easy, but we are working. We're doing our best as women. I want to look at a woman from the biblical aspect of it. From conception of the womb, when a woman accepted that she would bear our baby Jesus Christ, that was a responsibility. So I call it God's undercover agent. Some women have decided to give up their identity. Some because of intimidation, some because the devil has taken over their lives and they don't know their potentials. But this program today, we're going to be talking a lot about what is the role of a woman in nation building, not just in this revolution, in nation building, the importance of a woman, what they are commissioned to do by God, what is their purpose, what is their assignment. We're going to be talking more on that today. So thank you, County Roots, for bringing us up so we can really make some of our sisters that are out there to know the importance that they have to play in nation building. This is a nation. We are about to restore what was stolen from us. So we need every woman to get involved. Whether you are in or you are not in, it doesn't really matter. What is the mission that God commissioned you as a woman to do on earth? And what are you doing so far for what is currently going on in the land of your origin? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And we'll look at it from the biblical aspect, because some people say that what we are doing is wrong, but we'll look at it and we'll see it with Bible verses so we can all get better understanding. Thank you. I don't want to take much of your time. When we start, then we'll go from there.
Right. Before I let you go, I would like to ask you a question. There are two things you have said. You say you want everybody on board, as many as they can come on to join you, maybe in the women's department. And before that, there was something you said like you are working with women who are for this government. So what does that mean? What does it mean exactly when you say you're working with women who are for this government? Just a brief clarification.
Women, that is the country coordinators, women like Comrade Marietta, and the county chairs that are like Madam Gertrude, who believe that what we are doing is correct, and they are ready to support and they are ready to encourage their sisters that we don't know to bring them on board. So we are working closely with those that believe in this institution.
Okay. All right. I think, dear listeners or dear televiewers, if someone was listening to the three ladies we have here on board, they have told us a lot just in terms of responsibility, and that was just a kind of synopsis, because if they want to really give a detailed account of what they do, we will not have time to listen to it all. That sounds like too much for me. It sounds like too much irresponsibility. I just wish to know, because we live in this world where it's a kind of abusive world. the modern world and all its modernities and all the busyness around, you've got families, you've got jobs, you've got other things to attend to, and you've got these challenging position to handle in a challenging revolution like that of Amazonia. So what motivates you? What is your motivation? Lady Marianta, please, you can start.
Oh, my comfort, my motivation is that as a mother, as a sister, I know that um, we as women are parents, we are educators. It's our responsibility to make sure that we look after our own. We cannot expect just the international community to look after our suffering brothers and sisters on ground zero or ground one or in the prisons. It is our responsibility. So for me, it's just such an easy thing. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to do what I have to do. We can't
Right.
sit by and complain and expect somebody else to come and do the job. If you see that something needs to be done, you do it yourself. If you want to change the world, you change yourself. So for me, it's about putting yourself in other people's shoes. If you were not privileged enough to be in the diaspora, would I not want somebody else to do their best for me to help me out? And the answer is simple, it's a simple yes. Therefore, I have to do my best to help them in any way possible.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that is very encouraging. Uh, Reverend Christensia, please, what is your motivation? In spite of your responsibility, the workload you have at work, at home, as a mother, as a family, and so on, you've still got the revolution to execute. So, what motivates you?
As a matter of fact, I grew up in Amazonia, and I have never loved the way we are being treated by the colonial masters. So it has always been my vision to make sure that I can do my best to change things, even when I was back there. I've been involved in politics since I was in Form 5. So we used to rally and make noise and say that this is not fair, because the French teachers, they will show favor to the French student who comes late, and then they will beat some of us, the English students that are late as well. So we're kind of upset and we will go rioting. But at the end of the day, we realize that it's just the system. Even when you go to offices to sign documents, they will tell you that you have to bribe before those documents can be signed. So I just got
No.
so tired and frustrated with all those torments, and I said, well, one day God will give me the opportunity to see what I can do to bring the change in this country. That's how I got inspired, and I said, you know what, no matter what it takes, I will do my best. So when I came to this country, I was opportune when Maurice was formed, and the Lord told me that I have a message for them. You have to go and tell them, this is what I want. So I went there and I gave them the revelation and I left. I thought that was enough, but the Lord keeps saying that you have to be in this revolution because my messages will be passing through you. That's how I got myself in this whole thing. And it's like, if I'm not doing it, I feel like something is out of my sight. So I
Right.
am in this revolution fully with all my heart and my spirit, according to the word of God. So I'm just there. It's not easy, but I just believe God that when He commissioned you for something, it must be accomplished.
Right. Okay, thank you. I think there's something you said which is very important to me. You look at it differently, but I would rather differ with you. You started politics in Form 5, and when you were rioting, as you put it, because of the obvious. I want to say it
Mm-hmm.
seemed like a rioting because the teachers called it rioting, but that is how long you have been in this revolution. That was when you started the struggle. That is how long you have been
Yes.
in the revolution. They thought it was rioting, but no, it wasn't. There is no difference between what you are saying now and what happens to the lawyers and the teachers in 2016. That's exactly the same
Yes.
thing. We were given room to tell our own stories. I remember in the days of Chang, if you come, they would write when you do the exam, the results are out. About three out of your 5 courses, the results don't come, they're not published, or they do the wrong, the correct, they mark, give you wrong notes and marks and so on. You need to write a request.
Yes.
You write, if it's three, you write and pay money. You write one request and pay 1,000 francs. You write another one and write and those things. But then what else? So you have been in the revolution since those days. It was not rioting. It was just the right thing. And here we are today. So Margaret, over to you.
Yeah, Sister Comfort. This struggle to me is, I look at it as part of my being, and it's just who I am. What I mean by that is that I love my country. There are people who can tell you that they've experienced injustice, that they went to an office, they couldn't have a document signed or whatever. I have never gone through that. I have had a good life, I'll say, while in that country. When I left and came here, everything, but it is the sense of duty, is the sense of injustice that I saw. I remember when there were taps on the road where a mad person, a homeless person, I'm sorry to say a mad person, I'm sorry, a person with mental illness would stop and drink water. And I love those days that we all felt, it was people were helping each other. I saw where a sanitary inspector was going to the market and throwing out food which was not well prepared, checking the meat, and all those things that safeguarded everybody, that I felt like we were moving ahead. And then I go home now. Since being in this country, I go home almost every year, and I see how things have regressed, have gone back. I see how our people are struggling for everything, and it hurts me. And I will tell you something that is strange, is that when Paul Biya was made the president, I was so mad. I don't know why, but I felt like this was the wrong person. Even on the day of his inauguration, people were celebrating, and I'm like, so they are really going to put this man in power? He's going to mess up this country. I felt that strongly. So I have been in this country. I've always wanted to go back home. In 1990, I went back home. I joined the students when they were rioting in Yaoundé. I was there talking to them, giving them encouragement, telling them some of the things that I've seen people do here. So I've always been a person who is a revolutionary. So when these lawyers and teachers went on strike, I was there. I called home and they put me with a Patasang. And so I've been doing one thing or another since then. I went for the inaugural in DC when Morris was doing its inauguration or whatever. I was there. So I have always tried to play a role. It's not being in the front, but doing something. And I'll tell you one thing. I have children whom I have taken back home so often that they know home. I have one child who was sponsoring a school back home from 17 years of age. So it's a place that I love, and it's a place that I want to go back to. So it is not for anybody or helping people, it's helping myself. I want to go back home. That's where I see myself being my true self, enjoying. Despite everything that I may have gotten here, I feel like if I can go home and live there, I'll live my best life yet.
Okay. No, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. I think I'm so inspired, and you are passing a great message that someone really needs to listen to. Someone needs to make sense out of it, because what else can you do apart from fighting for your homeland? It is not because, if it were because you are comfortable listening to you, Margaret Road, you will not be here. You will just be comfortable because you've never suffered at home, neither where you are now. But because you want everybody, because it's supposed to be everybody feeling good at the same time. Not that because I'm happy, I have to be comfortable where I am and then forget about the others. However, homeland is sure, and we are very sure that we'll make it someday. And that said, I understand, I know how much passion you have in you doing what you are doing. Such a great job. But what you are doing is not without challenges. Once again, given that you are professionals, you do have jobs to attend to, you do have families to attend to. So, what are some of the challenges that you have been having, especially from the leadership position? Margaret, please.
Where do I start? Well,
I
I
know.
will say,
We need to know. You need to just tell us. I think we need to know, because in spite of this challenging, you are not
yeah,
looking backwards, but your hands are already on the plow. So just let us know. Yeah,
yeah. No, I said, where do I start to say it's
I
enormous?
know.
Yeah, and I will tell you something. Let me start with the positive. I don't always like to say it's so bad, bad, bad.
Right.
The people in my local government give me a lot of respect. The people in my county give me a lot of respect. You know, when you come from a home where uh, people give the elders or people in responsibility a respect, you come out of your country, you lose that, where everybody calls you by your first name, everybody talks to you any kind of way. Then I get now, I almost feel like I'm back home, where people
Mhm.
talk to me with reverence. Ma Gertrude, Madam Chair, this and this, even the other LGA chairs call me Madam Chair. I felt uncomfortable because I'm not used to that kind of respect. I was like, please just call me by my name, it's fine. But then I kind of, I would say I grew into it, understanding that it's because they like me, they like what I do, they like my approach to them, they like my approach to the work that we have to do, that I'm cooperative, I'm working with them cooperatively, not that it's my job to do this or your job to do that. We work together. So I enjoy what I'm doing because I feel like I'm making a difference, and I have people who support me. But there are people out there who feel challenged, who think a woman cannot do this, a woman should not be doing this. And they will look for every way to needle you, to bring you down. I don't know if you've seen it. There've been posters. People have created, spent time to create posters and put out there and written. People have written all kinds of things about me. I sleep, I get up in the morning, and friends are calling very early in the morning. Have you seen what is out there about you? I'm begging you, mommy. I'm begging you. I know who you are. Your good name is going to the mud. You need to leave. And then I have to think, yes, I want to leave, but who do I want to do this work? And is it, I'm not saying that I'm the best person, but if I have something to offer, should I leave and then they bring somebody who cannot do the work to put there, and then we all will be complaining, this is not being done, that is not being done. And then why would I complain if I'm giving that opportunity to serve and I run away? So it is a blessing and it's a problem. But you know, when you look at the rewards, I'm a teacher by profession. And the thing I always tell people is that the best thing about being a teacher is when you change somebody's life, when you teach a child something and you see how bright they look, that I've gotten this thing and I'm happy. It's intrinsic value. You see what happens, you get that enjoyment, especially when teachers are not paid that well, but you get that excitement, that enjoyment, that pride that I've changed somebody's life. So that's what we do as women. We do it because we are nurturers. We've been raised, I mean, we were born to nature, to nurture. And so we nurture even those people who hate us. We do it because we feel they will see some goodness in us, and that at the end of the day, you will see what others are saying that you are not saying because you don't work with me directly. So people tell you that I'm a crazy person. You might think I'm crazy, but until you've had experience with me, you might not know. And if I feel like I'm making a change, I have to continue doing it.
All right, that is the spirit. Thank you so much, Beatrice. Margaret, sorry. Yo, while you were speaking, something just occurred to me. I did not know about this until now that you said it. And then I've just realized that actually I'm not only hosting women here, carrying other functions in the revolution, but three of you are actually teachers. I'm sorry, Dr. Ashwell, you are a teacher of the Word of God. I don't know what your profession, your other profession is, but then three of you are facing teachers here. So I think it's a great thing. It's not a coincidence, right? I think it was just going to be like that. So, Dr. Ason, what are your own challenges? I know that you surely have something to offer. It's not that easy, and you said it yourself before now. Just in your last, when you were sharing the last thing, you said it has not always been easy. So let's know what are some of the challenges that you face, especially from a leadership position.
Well, I don't know, but let me be honest. Let me be honest. I am so blessed that my county we really work together. The BLM, we are so cooperative. We don't have these arrows left and right and
Right.
things like that. So that's the good thing that we have in the BLM. And our
Mm-hmm.
boys too on the ground, they are really organized. Even though intruders try to come from outside to bring confusion, but we try to control it ourselves. So that's a good thing about my county. We are so blessed. Challenges might be for the women's department because we're still trying to see how we can educate and make some women to come to understanding and see the reason why we should be together and the purpose for this independent. So those are some of the challenges that we face in our department, trying to make people to see with you, to understand where you are coming from and where you are going. We have those challenges. But for the revolution, we know that there will always be challenges. There will always be challenges in anything you do in life. At work, you have challenges. At home, you have challenges with kids. So it's not always easy, but I'm so blessed that Lebialem County, we don't have those arrows, but we have outsiders that try to say, oh, Reverend Asong is this, oh, Reverend Asong did that, oh, Reverend Asong, Reverend Asong. That is okay, it's part of life. So you don't let that weigh you down. You just look at that another push. Oh, yeah, it means I'm doing well. That's why people are talking about me. Then you just
Right.
focus and you keep doing what you are doing because you know that if you were not doing something that is good, that is giving some people sleepless nights, they will not be talking about you. So other
Exactly.
than that, Margaret, you don't look at that like a challenge. African people always believe that women cannot be leaders or a woman cannot control them. Why should it be a woman leading this whole thing? It is very normal. But in this century that we are, some of them are beginning to see that it is time for a change. It's time to hand over. It's time for them to give peace a chance. See how a woman too can take over something and manage it well. And believe you me, if you are not moved, no, they will take their place. So we just have to stand still and stay focused. In our department, we know we'll have those arrows, but we are standing still. We are very focused. We know that this revolution, we are going to Boya. It doesn't matter what people say about us, we are very focused. We're going to get there. Even for the boys, we encourage them the same thing. There will be
Right.
challenges. They will kill some of your brothers. They will kill some of your friends. They will burn your mother at home. But that is part of the revolution. Stay focused. Don't be distracted. We are going to get to Buya. So I'm so blessed and I'm so happy that the BLM is very organized. And, I don't mean to hurt anybody, but that is just the truth. So I thank God that we don't have a lot of challenges.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. And Comrade Marianta, you have the microphone. Any challenges from your own end?
Well, I think following on from what Margaret said and Reverend Ashton has said about some of the challenges, I think, of course, we do face challenges, but the thing that I think we have in common as teachers is this inner built resilience that makes us keep going because nothing stops us. Reverend Ashton talked about focus. When you're focused on your outgo or your end goal, then nothing you cannot allow anything to distract you. I know, and you do know that I have faced quite a few challenges here in the UK to start off with. At the start of the revolution, where we started talking about coordinating the UK, and after the elections and stuff like that. So there will always be challenges, that is without a doubt, but those challenges are there to test us and to make us even stronger. So you just rise up to the challenge and you move on. I think the majority of the time, the challenges are brought about by insecurity from other people, mainly men, our comrades of the opposite sex that feel insecure by strong, powerful women. And we cannot apologize for the strength that God gave us. We cannot apologize for God putting us in the positions that He has put us in, because we're here for a purpose. Whether some people realize it or not, we have to make sure that we work hard and we let our light shine. We are not here to please men. We are not here to please human beings. We are here to do God's work. Interestingly enough, I had not realized that we were all teachers, but teachers have a massive workload, and to think that balancing the workload of a teacher and a mother and working for this revolution, it's not an easy thing. So for some people that just want to sit back and criticize or cause problems, then I think they really need to examine themselves. Where is their heart? And is their heart really in this revolution? Because you cannot see a woman sacrificing everything that they have, financially, time-wise, everything, and you want to put the woman down. That is just, you need some time to reflect.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I'm
Um,
listening to you.
so that's basically it. But I think that challenges just have to grow.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, just like I was trying to say, after listening to three of you, one thing has just like, I was thinking really differently and I was expecting so much. Oh, this is what is wrong. This is what I'm going through and so on. But what thrills me is the fact that you all are so positive. Everybody starts on a positive note and ends on a positive note. Even what apparently should have been presented as a problem, as a challenge, you make us understand that that is even what keeps you going. And I just like what Reverend Asson said too. One of the things you said, you say, if you like when you are doing the right thing, they come after you. I think that I understand and I know exactly what that is, because Margaret Road, if you want to go about what people say about you, I should not be sitting here anymore, because I think that things have been said about us. They say a good number of things that I'm like, wow. So, I'm like, thanks to the revolution, someone can tell me this, because I never knew so. Nobody has ever said the things that I've heard. But then, do you want to stop because they are saying that or they're saying this? No, they're saying and they're not doing. So I think we can't stop doing. So I think this should be a kind of encouragement to other women, to fellow women, to know that it can never be without challenges. But let these challenges, if we can use them as a stepping stone, we'll do even more than we think that we are able to do. So thank you so much for your encouragement. And I would equally like to know, because something is, like looking at what is going back home now, the joke of the foreign elections they want to conduct in our own country. I actually have to, this evening, I had to identify three types of women who are existing in this era of the Amazonia revolution. So I have like the Rosenbergs of ground zero, who are enablers. Don't even say, nobody should even dare like shut me down to say that Rosenberg is not Amazonian, because of course she and their kind. They are Amazonians, women like you and I sitting here right now doing all what we are doing for this revolution. But then they are walking around on the blood of our people to secure relevance for an octogenarian neighboring regime. So what do you have to say to such type of people? Apart from those types like the Rosenberg back at home, You have those neutral ones in the diaspora. They are neither in the struggle, no, they are out of it. They are just busybodies. They mix up everywhere, and no, the neutral ones, they feel like Ambazonia is an illusion, and so they are not part of it. They don't care. In spite of the number of children who are being killed, the number of people who are being killed, they are still very neutral because they think that Amazonia will never happen. And we have these other ones who claim that they are in the revolution, but they are just busybodies. They neither contribute financially nor in morally or in any way, but then they just cause confusion around. What do you have to say? For example, just choose one of these and address how you feel it, Reverend Asom. What do you have to say to those type of people?
Well, what I want to tell those that are just watching and they have less concern about what is happening is that they have disappointed God. Because God said in his own word, say, go ye, multiply, fill the earth. And then the Bible says in Proverbs 31, it says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, obtain favor before God. And that favor, what is that favor? When you come into a man's life, you change the man the way he thinks. Those are the favors. You change things. You take care of him, you take care of the household, you take care of the family. And for you that is sitting out there saying that you don't care, I have a question for you. Are you saying that the other children that are being killed are not as important as yours, that you are sleeping at home, eating, and having life? Are you saying that those women that carried their child for 9 months, they did not go through the same pain that you went through? Are you saying that at the end of this revolution, you will not one day come to Ambazonia and say that I am an Ambazonia? I want you to set your conscience. And I want to tell you that without a blink of eye, that God is ashamed of you for you being a woman and decide that you will not take part of what is happening in your homeland. Whether you are in the diaspora or you are on ground zero, it really doesn't matter, because the Bible tells us that God created us so that we can be helper to those men. If you are single and you are a woman, you are a helper to your brother who is not yet married. Those are the purpose of a woman. What are you doing to make sure that things are going well in your home? Do you worry just about yourself, or do you worry about your neighbors? If you are going about collecting blood money to take care of your children, those are the kind of curses that the Bible talks about, that they will follow even your generation, the fourth one. So why are you inviting curses to those innocent children? Because of your personal gain, because of your selfish interest. I want to tell you, some of you are doing it out of ignorance, but I can tell you today that the purpose that God created you was for you to help in terms of situation like this. You look at it, you find them in the Bible, you see what God told a woman, what you are supposed to do. Look at the woman who helped Mephibosheth. That was a nurse. She was ready to take the risks and said, if I have to die, let me die, but I will save this boy. He stole that boy. On her way, she fell on the way with the boy, but she still carried the boy and left. She went and she was able to rescue that boy from the wicked ones. You who is sitting there thinking that this thing does not concern you, I want to tell you that it's a matter of time. The fact that it has not hit you does not mean that it will not hit you. Very soon, it will hit you. Even the money you are collecting from colonial masters to take care of your children, very soon, you will vomit that money. It's just a matter of time. But I've come to tell you that you still have time, because God says he is a God of second chance. You still have time to make amends. You still have time to re-examine yourself and put yourself in those children's position. Ask yourself if that was my son that was killed. Ask yourself if that was my mother that was burned in the house. Ask yourself, if that was my brother, that colonial slaves took them out, shot them, and set them on fire, how do you feel when you see those things? These are some of the things that I want us to look at it as women and remind yourself of your purpose on this earth, and think twice of your action, because it will not follow you, but it will follow your fourth generation. I can tell you that, and it's in the Bible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Asong. That was wisdom, and I think it touched me right deep down. I just hope that I'm doing the right thing, and I hope that I do even much better, because I don't want to be caught, just because I did not do something that I knew I was supposed to do it and I was careless. What about you? What about you? So these things, it is not by choice anyway, because we did not invite it. Somebody forced it upon us. So what about you? What do you have to say to such people, Margaret? We have hundreds and thousands of rose bars back at home. We have those kind of people in the diaspora. We have them everywhere.
Yeah, the people at Rosenbach remind me of, of a story somebody told me that I think whether it's Rosenbach or somebody was asked to step down, and their response was, I have 20 people that I'm feeding. If I leave, how am I going to feed those people? And my answer to her is, well, you don't have to feed 20 people, because you're robbing 20 people from the opportunity to be themselves, to take care of themselves and be productive to help others. Because when you are making all this money and you give somebody maybe 5,000, or whether it's 50,000 once a year, or whatever, how often she's giving people money, and then they cannot even ask again, they cannot do what they need, you're robbing them of that opportunity to be productive, to have a self-worth, that you're working, you feel like, I'm somebody, I can do for myself. I don't have to ask somebody. I can do for myself. I can help others. And that's how life has to be. And so to those people, I say, give the people the opportunity to do for themselves. Don't feed them. And then for those people who are with us, who are sitting on the fence, I have said that we have our local governments, and people are contributing. We are taking note of all those people. When the day comes that we have to go back home, we should make sure that, we cannot have build a wall and say, don't come in. You can come in, you cannot start a business, you cannot build a house, you cannot. We will look through that register. There has to be a database where people are picked out. And people have to have confidence in themselves and make a choice. Your choice cannot be, I don't know, I'm waiting to see which way it falls. Like Chinua Achebe said in Things Fall Apart, that there are some people who go to a war, on their side they're wearing white, on the other side they're wearing black, and so they put their garment, one side is black, the other is white, thinking that they'll fool people. And at the beginning of the battle, they are the first who are killed because there's confusion. So people who are sitting on the fence waiting to see, I'm not sure this thing is going to work. Oh, I'm not sure if I want to go to ground zero, I cannot go. I don't know that's right. That's a consideration. You have to look at the people who are there. We cannot carry everybody from ground zero and bring them to Europe, to America, or wherever, and leave the country bare. There are people who are there, so you don't care about them. You think working here and sending them little crumbs is that I don't have time because I have to take care of my people. I'm working and sending them money. They don't want your money. They want to be productive human beings. So you cannot sit on the fence. You cannot turn a blind eye. look at where we are today. I don't think that anybody in their right mind will think that there's any possibility of us going back to where we used to be. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't think it's going to work, then you're deceiving yourself, because the pig is out of the barn, and there's no way putting that putting it back in the barn. So people, the only thing, I mean, I don't want to say too many negative things for these people, because I feel like maybe they need encouragement, that maybe they don't know that you, in most local governments, when you make your contribution, your name is not put out there. I know that at the beginning, even me, my name came out on one of the lists where we made small contribution. But right now, every place, everything is being coded so that people can go free, so that you're not picked out and earmarked for whatever punishment. So please, I think that we are, I mean, in a local government, you will have a list of about 200 people, but you will have only like 20 people contributing. It just doesn't make sense. But they want to consume information. They want to make comments. You see them talking. I hear this thing happened yesterday. How did it happen? It didn't happen. Oh, I wish our boys were here. I wish they had done this. How are you going to wish? We don't have a government, like a government structure like you back home. We have people paying their taxes, people they're mining or whatever that a government does. They're selling produce to get money. So everything that is out there comes from us. We have to contribute for everything. Everything that happens here is from us. So we need people to join hands. We need people to understand that that's the need. It's not, I'm not here to start telling you the things that can happen to you, even though I've said you may have difficulties going home, but I'm saying reconsider and join. We are at the crucial moment. If the international community can come in and one of that role that I didn't even say that I do is that I coordinate the humanitarian services in all of the northern zone. When these people are coming, the UN, they come and they tell me, I tell the defense department of the various counties that they will be going through so that they can protect them. So these people have been there looking at what is happening. If the UN is coming home to check on what is happening, if the Red Cross is coming there to get statistics, then how can you, where this is your home, turn a blind eye and not consider helping your people? When you see people being burnt, when you see people dying, don't you think, if I had put in my $10, my $50, my $100, maybe it would have prevented this little thing. Maybe we would have had boys with sophisticated weapons too. People are complaining, oh, the boys are still having den guns. Look at, I saw a group of people, not even one had a good stick or whatever to use. How are we supposed to have them? They don't fall from above. We have to purchase them. So please, people, join your local government. Call, and if you know anybody, call and ask, which is my local government. Call anybody in office. Call Sister Konfor here. She will look for the person who is in charge of your local government and direct you there. Call anybody, any of these people that you can lay hands on. I've had a good number of people calling me now and saying, I didn't know where to go. We are always welcoming people, so please participate. It is our fight, it's our home. Even if you don't plan to go back home, your neighbor, the people that you grew up knowing, you want them to have a good life. So this is your opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Margaret. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Margaret, something to add.
Hello. Yes. Thank you, Malcolm. So what I have to say to the women that are sitting on the sides, just sitting in the middle, is this. Some women think that to get involved in this for different reasons, but I have to tell them, as far as back in history, as even the American women have always played an active role in revolutions. It's not just an Amazonian revolution that we are asking women to do their part. In the American Revolution, women were doing all sorts of crucial tasks, including raising funds. They were actually the ones, the key people organizing fundraising events. They were looking after the wounded soldiers. They were making their own homemade devices. They were making materials that were helping the armies. Did you know that some women even were acting as spies in the American Revolution? Some went to Europe disguising themselves as men so that they could go fight in the war. So it is not, we're not asking any out of the ordinary from Amazonian women to take interest in our revolution and do their part. It's not for them to do something as extreme as being a spy or dressing up as a man to go fight for the revolution. Every single woman can do something to participate in a positive way. We're talking about things like even as simple as calling your family back home to say, look, the lockdown is on this period. Can you make sure that you people stay home? Make sure that you get your food before the time and you stay home. You respect the laws that have been passed by the Amazonian Restoration Forces, RAF forces. Make sure that you follow the rules, the advice from the interim government. That is something positive. You don't have to do something huge and uncomfortable. You could do something very simple like even finding out who your county chairperson is or your country coordinators and finding out what you can do to help. When your country has an event, you can help with advertising that event. You can help to cook food. You can help to pass out leaflets. There's so many different things that you can do that will not cost an arm and a leg. Because I think for most people, they think that being involved in the revolution means that they are taking such a huge political stance. It is not about getting into politics. It's about standing up for justice. And if you just stand by and you watch our own people being killed, baby Martha was only 4 months old. As a woman, even if you've not had children, you will have children one day.
Right.
You have to ask yourself, is that a position? Is your conscience clear to watch a child, a 4-month-old child, an innocent baby that came into the world with nothing, no sins, nothing, to be crucified by La Republique? If we stand by as women do have a lot of power. If you can stand by as a woman, it means that you are saying what La Republique is doing is okay. You're saying that it's okay for La Republique to kill our grandmothers, like my AP. You're saying that it's okay for our disabled, elderly people that cannot run away when the alarm is rung. You're saying that it's okay for them to be killed. You're saying that it's okay. They have no right to life. Is that really what you're trying to say? As a woman, we are nurturers, we are carers, we are educators. We have a role to play, no matter how small or big it is. The option of sitting back and doing nothing is not an option. It cannot be okay to do that. Please find it in your heart to do something for your people. Even if your family has not been touched by this now, it does not mean it might not happen later. I'm not praying for it, I'm not. We are all women of God. We pray. What about going to a novena? What about putting Ambazonia in prayers? At the start of this program, I said tomorrow is such a crucial day for our forces, for the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. What if you take your flag to church and you say a prayer for our restoration forces, for our civilians in ground zero? What if you light a candle for them? It doesn't cost anything. There's always something that we can do. What I'm trying to say, my brothers and sisters, please, everybody has a role to play. We cannot all do the same things. We are all not going to be leaders. We are all not going to be Dr. Sacco. We are all not going to be the vice president. Okay? We are all leaders in our own different ways. In your home, you're a leader, you're taking care of your home. What if your family makes a little sacrifice for the revolution? Just ask yourself every morning, every night before you go to bed, what can I do to help my suffering brothers and sisters on Ground Zero? What can I do for the refugees? Consider how lucky you are to be in this position where you are. We're not facing the bullets. We have families back home. We call them and it's terrible. In Konfor, for example, there were gunshots just the other day when I was speaking to a relative. We need to learn how to put ourselves in other people's shoes. We need to have empathy. We have to. We are humans. It's a human thing to do to want to protect one another. We're not asking, look, we are unfortunate that our news, the unfortunate events happening in our country to our people is not on CNN all the time. It's not on BBC all the time. But there's some of the atrocities that happen in other countries. When, for example,
Yeah, we just lost her. I hope she comes back. Yeah.
Ambazonians
Well,
that will pay more attention towards other people in other parts of the world who have died more than to our own people. Does that make sense? We need to learn to value our own lives. If we cannot value the lives of our own people, we cannot expect other people to do us. So we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to respect ourselves. We need to respect our lives. We need to respect the life of those young children that are being killed every day. Who should care for them? Is it Macron who will care for them? Is it Donald Trump who will care for them? They have their own problems. They put themselves first. When are you, as an Ambazonian, going to put your own Ambazonian brothers and sisters first? If you don't start now that they're dying, if you don't start now that some of them are in the forest, who do you expect to speak for them? You have to be their voice. We have to stand up for them. Please, please, my brothers and sisters, and I'm speaking now particularly to the mothers and the sisters. There is so much that you can do. There's so much that even you might think that it's nothing, but the little, what do they say? Drops make an ocean, right? Little drops, little drops. Even if you think it's nothing, it's not going to make a difference, it will make a difference. Even if it's 10 pounds, 5 euros, $5, it makes a difference, please. We don't have to be billionaires to make a difference. If you are an Ambazonian billionaire, please, I beg you, help. I'm not saying that we will deny the help. We will not deny. But every single Ambazonian here in the diaspora has the ability to help in so many different ways. Find out who your county chairs are. Find out who your country coordinators are. In every single country, you have little groups, even in your country meeting. Why can you not think that you can get together next time that you have your country meeting? Can you people not think about putting together a package to relieve the people from your own village? You can carry out humanitarian works. It does not have to be political. So you can do something. Who are you even afraid of? Who are you afraid of? Your people are being killed already. The only person that you should be afraid of is God. And if this is a God-ordained revolution as we all know it, then you have no one to be afraid of. You have to do what is right. Stand up for your people, Ambazonians. Women, I am calling on you. Reverend Alson is here. We need more women to come forward and help us. We cannot be country coordinators, cannot be county chairs and be doing everything. We need more of us. We have to be united with the strength of women. Women have power. Please come and join us. God put this earth for a reason, not just to be companions, but to be helpers, to be leaders. What is it that makes women good leaders? Because we know how to recognize people's and weaknesses. We know how to support other people. We know how to build, and we build with love. We build passion. Find the compassion in you. Join us, please, and you owe it to your
Okay.
people. You owe it to Baby Martha. You owe it to my, you owe it to our brilliant Amazonian restoration forces who are there fighting rain, cold, mosquitoes, everything in the bushes. What do we have to lose? Our lives are no more important than theirs. You're in the diaspora. What do you have to lose? Do something, please. In God's name, please do something. I beg you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you so much, dear fellow women, fellow mothers, and fellow great ladies of the revolution. I think I would like to add something to what you all have said too, because it's not rocket science. You don't really need to go to school to learn how to do this. You just want to be picked up, to just be pulled out of your seat. Because when this takes me back to the first day I sat out there doing a video on my platform on Facebook. Yeah, I can't forget this day. I will never forget. My husband was at work. He came back and said, "What happened? What was happening in this house today?" So we are all over Facebook. I said, "What was happening is just that a woman like me was raped back home. I can't stand it, you know." So, what is there nothing that moves you right up till now? Nothing really touches you, if not because these university students were raped. What about the other? Where do we start from? And nothing moves you, not you know. So something just needs to be done. Let's go. Let's just take a step back into history again, if you may permit me. Let's take look at because great leadership. Look back in history. Great leadership is always coming from the part of the women during the Crimean War, or which of these wars, what did this lady do? Florence Nightingale. She was the lady with the lamp. You know, she came from a rich background, but she was a nurse. What did she do? While people are sleeping from time to time at night, she would light her lamp. Was it a lamp or a torch? She would move around and look at the wounded soldiers, move around and check on them, go down, lie down, come back and check again. Only a lady could do that, you know. Nobody's expecting you to leave, stop your doing what you are doing and go to ground zero and take care of our wounded soldiers. But if you want to do that, we say thank you, go and do it. But if you can't, just use your thumb and tweet. You don't even need to formulate a tweet, just go and retweet. There are a lot of things. Twitter is just flooding with a lot of information. Like Lady Marianta said, the great media houses have refused to broadcast our plight. But we've, thanks be to God, we've got Twitter. That is why this revolution, that is why Homeland is real, because there's nothing that is hidden under this sunlight that is here today. You know, if the BBC thinks they cannot, because they are not reporting our story, nobody will know about it. We will take it personally, using only our thumb and sending it to where it's supposed to go, and it reaches that destination. Why not just get involved in tweeting? Nobody knows you are the one. Nobody knows. Apart from that, our people are dying of hunger. It takes just, yeah, like what we in our last outing, Marianta, we're trying to share how we manage that. We change even the quality of yogurt we eat these days, because we just want to spare a bit of change and send back home so that the other ones too can get something to eat. What does it really take, fellow woman, fellow mother, to take care of our people, looking at the pictures that are coming from home every day, looking at what is happening to our people, even in Nigeria, every day? You know, so I don't think that someone really needs to be told. But then if you need to be pleaded and to be run after, we are really running after you and pleading. Fellow mother, join us. Let's hold hands together and get this thing done, because we just want to get our people out of a mess. Only a mother can do this. So it's not late, like Mark Gertrude said. The time is just now. Your time is now. Everybody has their time. join in and let's move on together. So that said, let's just this last one. There's something I read on Kenny Ashu's page yesterday, and I was really weeping, which was alleged that some of a good number of our boys, I think in their hundreds, they were picked up, they were kidnapped somewhere, I think in Boya, and taken to a forest, and they were given guns to display so that they make pictures for the gallery. You know, they make pictures, they display and say we are Ambazonia Restoration Forces. We have dropped our arms. We have laid down our arms. We are no longer Amber fighters. We are now, yeah, we've given up and so on. But to my greatest dismay, I read some of these children refused to do this display and they were shot dead. I want you as a mother, I don't know, what impression do you make about this child? I don't blame those who displayed, because at the point of gunshot, I'm sure I would, if I were there, I would have displayed the gun and I would have said that I've dropped my weapon because I don't want to die. The others knew what was waiting for them, that if you say you will not do it, you're surely going to die. And they said they were not doing it, then they were shot dead. So is that not a reason, or what message does this send to you as a mother? If you have one or two things to comment on this, maybe let's comment on it just to appeal to the conscience of fellow mother who is not yet seeing anything, because a revolution, like we say, it's expensive and people pay in various ways. Those who pay the ultimate price are those who are just doing the best of all the things that anybody can afford to do. So, Reverend Asso, do you have any comment about this? Because it really touched me differently, but I don't want to comment first. What do you think about these children who refuse to act a drama in front of the world that we are no longer Amazonians, meanwhile they are, and they were shot dead? It was a great, hard decision, but they took it.
Yeah, it's when you know the truth, you know what you believe for, you know what you stand for, you're ready to give up anything. That's exactly what they did. And for those that went ahead and did it, those are the ones that were supposed to come back and tell the story. Because if all of them had stood their grounds and said, we're not going to do it, we would not have known that this is what transpired in Wotutu village. So, but they died for the truth. And I'm pretty sure they will make heaven. And for those that had to do it because they want to tell us the story, we congratulate you people. We congratulate you people, because if not of you, we would not have known that that is what happened in that village. But I want to tell these colonial slaves on a serious note that no matter how many Amazonians you killed, we are not going to give up this revolution. We don't care your manipulation. We don't care what you are doing. We don't care how you are trying to deceive international bodies, that we will give up. We will not give up. If you kill all those on ground zero, those of us in the diaspora will move down and we are ready for you to kill us, because we are not going to give up our rightful independence. It is ours. We are not debating it. If international bodies is trying to play politics because you are paying your loyalty to them, you are paying tithes to them, that is your business. What we know is God gave us this land, and we are not for any reason going to give it up for colonial slaves. We are sick and tired of it for 58 years. And we said enough is enough. For such a time like this, God knew that he will raise a generation of no nonsense, both women and men and children. That's why we are still resisting. For those boys that are still resisting, I want to tell you, you are fighting a good fight. Don't allow chicken-hearted men and women to come around you, giving you little piece of bread and sardine that you should give up. It is not worth it. The Bible says, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? For those children that were killed in Wotutu village, you are going to heaven straight. There is no doubt. You died for the truth, and the Bible says only the truth can set us free. So I want to tell you that Paul Biya Bimbondo, no matter how many troops you send to Amazonia to kill, burn houses, destroy our properties, we are not going to give up. No matter how many troops you send to that land, it's just a waste of your time. If the men give up, the women will stand up and take over. We are ready for this revolution and nothing can stop us. I'm warning you for the last time. If you don't retrieve your troops and stop killing our brothers and sisters, I'm getting out of control now. We might be forced to move to your land and start killing your own people. We've had enough of this. We have been so quiet, and I think it's time for us to speak our mind. So international bodies know that our brothers and sisters that are being killed on a daily basis for their rightful independence, that they did not buy it from anybody. It was rightfully given to them, and you have decided to sit quiet. We are giving you guys more time. If you don't change and take a step, United Nations, we, the women of Amazonia, we are going to stand up. And you people know when women stand up for something, you know what that means. We have exercised patience enough, and it's time we tell you guys our mind. We are sick and tired of this killing. We are not going to take it anymore. This is a strong word I'm sending out there. For my brothers and sisters, stay strong on ground zero. Don't be intimidated. You are fighting for your rightful inheritance. That's the only way David was able to bring down Goliath, because he knew that it was his rightful inheritance, and he was able to stand and face Goliath. He told Goliath, you uncircumcised Philistine, you cannot make me drop my inheritance. That is exactly what we are telling colonial slaves. It's our rightful inheritance, and you are not going to stop us from restoring that land, whether man like it or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Asong. I hope that was a strong message to both La République du Cameroon, to the international community, to whoever has a stake in this. Yeah, we've got no two ways of saying it, because we're losing enough blood, and there are not two ways of saying it. So we just want to fight and fight and fight till Amazonia gets free. We will fight till the last man standing, because Amazonia has to be free. So, Margaret, have you got anything to chip in, please?
Yes, my comfort. My heart goes out to those children where they are put between the devil and the deep blue sea. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And whatever decisions they took was the right decision for them, for us at that time. Now, I want to remind everybody that, like I said at the beginning, that we did not go out for a war and we were just defending ourselves. We were just asking for little crumbs. But the day that Paul Biya landed at Simalen and said, I'm declaring war at these people, it was the day that he signed, I will say signed, is the day that he signed our independence, is the day that he said we are a different people. Because if we are the same people, if we are one country, you will not say, I'm waging a war. A country does not wage war on itself. A people cannot wage war on its own people. So the day that he stood at Simalen and declared that declared war against us is the day that he told us, he told everybody, the international community, that these people are different. So there's nothing that is going to make us come back. There's nothing. It's a war, and if it is a war, then let's do it like a war. They've been beaten, they should pack their bags and leave. But instead of leaving, they're asking us to vote. What are we voting for? Who are we voting for? We are a different country. You have declared us not part of you. You have you stood up there and you declared that I'm waging a war against you, against those people. And that That is a declaration that this is a different country. And so, what is it that they want? We have told them we just want to be by ourselves. As Reverend Asong said, it's going to be a time that we will march in there. But you know, this is not something that is going to be a new thing, because we have shown in the past when the colonial masters who were ruling us were in our country, and women stood up. When the colonial people were in our country, the men just went along and did what they wanted. If you look at history, you will see that when the colonialists came, they introduced cash crop and they forced us to plant cash crop. They forced us by telling us you have to pay taxes, and the only way that you'll pay taxes is to use our money. So they fought, and the men just did all those things. You don't have land to plant cocoa and coffee, come and work on the plantation or dig the roads. And they said, you're paying taxes for governance. You have to use only our own money. You cannot use your money. So that forced us to work. But I will tell you that the people who stood up and fought were the women. The calm women. If you go to history, go on your computer and look for the calm women. The calm women stood up and fought against the whites, the oppressors. You look again that in Nigeria, they had the Igbo women. The Igbo women were asked to pay taxes. The men paid taxes. Then they wanted to count the women and the children and their goats and chicken. And the Igbo women told the men, go to the forest. Let's show them something. And they fought. And you see, they have tekumbang that you've been seeing. Is because the women have that strength. The women can come out. That's why you see tekumbang in every village. They have tekumbang. They come out when there's a big problem that the men cannot solve. People would say, oh, they bring the women after. No, it's because we give them the opportunity, because the women have so much to do. We don't want to do it all. We want the men to do something, because our culture was such that we had separate duties. The men had this, the women had this. It was not like everybody was. It's not like when they keep saying that the man is the head. No, we never. That's a Western concept that was brought to us. So when you have this job, if you cannot do it and I can do it, I step in. Women have always been in the forefront, standing up and doing. So if it gets to the point that Bia and his people cannot do anything, the women will show them that we are part of this country, that we can stand up and do something. And it's not that we are waiting for that time. Right now, we are in the fabric of this fight. We are taking part in so many things. We you know, in every facet of this war, there are women there. Even back home, I got a message today. It's a woman, a young lady from back home, who said, I'm the mother in the mother fighter or the queen fighter or so in Santa. I'm telling you that this is happening in Santa. So there are women who are playing pivotal role back home. And so we should not minimize those roles. And there are women who are carrying guns, even if they do not carry guns. It's like I said, our job, our culture is such that we have separate but complementary roles. You go to the war front, we cook, we take care of the children, we make sure that when you come home you rest, we have things for you to do to take care of you. So that's what women have been doing. But if the need arises, women will step up and do what we have to do. This is our war. We have to be free. We have to have our country back. Bia has recognized that we are a different entity, and we are saving ourselves. We are staying in our country, and they are the ones following us. I think it shows weakness. It shows weakness. I don't know whether they understand it or they see it that way, but it shows weakness that you have the people and you keep hammering on them. You bring people and look at it. We have the same boys working for 3 years, going 4. Bia sends his army. They come. They are crushed. they go back. They bring another set. You keep replacing sets of people for 4 years, and it doesn't dawn on you that I'm fighting a losing battle. How can I bring all my best fighters? The other day, Field Marshal said, I'm telling you, you should send men to come and fight with me. Don't send babies. And I had a guy from one of our fighters in Santa called me and said, I looked at those boys in the eye. I looked at the people who are here. They are babies. I feel so sorry. Those boys cannot sustain. They cannot hold a gun and fight for 1 hour. They'll be so weak. These are children. Why are you killing children? And where are the mothers on that other end of the world? Where is your outcry? Your children have all been killed. Your men have been killed, and your children are going on. Do you want your own generation to be finished like us? Where are the mothers on that side of the Mongo, of that side of Matasm? Why are you not crying? Don't you see? Don't you see the mothers who are on that side? Don't you see? Don't you have a heart? Let us appeal to the mothers from the other side of the country. We need you to see that we are human beings just like you are, that we are hurting just like you are, that they are destroying our land, that your children are dying, your children are being sent out. They come out and they killed and they're killed. I start thinking that this when Bia went to France and talked of assimilation, it opened my eyes, and I said, this is what I've been thinking about, but I did not use those terms. But it occurred to me because when this war started, they started burning villages. My thought was, they are burning these villages because these people are saving their money. They feel like this war will finish. Even if we agree to federation, they will come in and start taking our land because our people have run. They've gone to the forest. Some have run and gone to other countries. They will build in there, and then you come back. Then they say, "Oh no, now we know, now only we know," and then they stay there, and then it's an insurance for them to make sure that we don't rise again another day. So I want us to be cognizant of that fact, and we know that this is our time. This is the last chance we have. If we make that error in any way, shape, or form and say we are going to stay with them in any capacity, they are burning the houses. They are setting the trend for them to march in. That if there was any error, because when this war started, there are people from that part of the country who came on the air and said, they sent us out here to come and see what these people's plans are against us. And these men said, we walked there, we were friends with them, we didn't see any reason to believe that they have anything against us. We married them. We learned how to eat. Some of us even bought land there and built because we saw how hard they were working in our own country, in our own part of the world, in my own village. People don't build that much. But I went to Bamenda and I worked there. I went to Banso. I went to Victoria, Kumba, and I saw how everybody was building. And I built a house that in my own village I would not have done. And so they saw it as learning from us, and they made the report, these people do not have an evil bone in their body. But it doesn't mean that, we did not feel the pressure. We just thought we could work together. It has failed. It has failed. There's nothing you can do now. You're burning with the hope that we will put down our arms and you walk in and embed people in us. They will build houses inside, and then we will never rise again. No, this is our last opportunity. And so I'm using this now to tell our people that just in case you were sitting on the sideline and thinking that there's going to be an opportunity again, I don't want to join in this fight. This is the last hurrah. We have to. Even if you don't plan on going back home, you want those who are home to get something. This is the last battle. And lastly, let me say this. I want to take this opportunity to say, those people who are on one side. I'm on this man's party or on this group. I'm in whether it's IG or Morris or ADF or whatever. Those things don't matter. When we have our own country, we will sit down and talk. We will fight. This is the time for us to forget about this thing and look at the big picture. These people are taking us. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, let us forget those names. Let us drop down those boundaries. People have accused me. I see you're working for this. I'm working for my people. Whoever is on seat, I will do what they want. When Dr. Sako, if Dr. Sako is not there today, whoever comes in, I'll be working for that person. And somebody is going to say, I thought you were for Dr. Sako. No, I'm not for A, B, or C. I'm for Ambazonia. Please, people, please let us put down those barriers. Let us come together and win this war and get back our country. Please. Even if we are going to kill ourselves, we will kill it. Let our children have places that they can eat and drink. Let us have taps on the streets where people can drink water freely. Please.
Right. Thank you. Margaret. Yeah, I know. We just have to keep saying this, and we have to keep reminding the enemy of the neighboring country, La République du Cameroon. It's no longer getting funny, and we don't have any choice. They are pushing us to the wall. It gets, and we can only bounce back. That's what we're doing now. And yeah. So, Lady Marianta, do you have anything to say, especially maybe an observation of what happens to our children, the boys who were caught and taken to the forest, some were shot and so on? We were trying to comment on that because it was really important for us. Whether those who were killed or those who were alive, they played an important role each.
Yes, thank you, my comfort. What I have to say is that those children showed extreme braveness in the face of adversity, even when their lives were at stake, when their lives were flashing in front of them. They took very tough decisions. And what we realized is that they always put Ambazonia first. They put the country first. They did not put their own needs or their own lives first.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that all Ambazonians can learn from this. We have to learn. These children's blood cannot be spilled in vain. Ambazonians, if children, young children, have the wisdom to put our country first, why should older, more mature people not also put Ambazonia first? Margaret talked about some of the barriers that we create. We are creating barriers in our own minds by our own selves. And we need to remove those barriers. We need to set our minds well. We need to change our mindset. The enemy here is only La République. An Ambazonian should not find another Ambazonian an enemy or make yourself an enemy to somebody, to another Ambazonian. That is wrong. That means that you are not fighting a war. That means that you're fighting for your own selfish interests. La République is the problem. I repeat. If there is anything that we have that has been given to people that's making us not think straight, fellow Ambazonians, please, whether it means you have to go to God and pray in your quiet room somewhere, pray for deliverance, pray that you may be delivered from these illusions that mess up this revolution. Ambazonians, we are supposed to be united. We are brothers and sisters. We are meant to be a family. We have one government. Every country during war comes together. No matter whether you think you are Republican or Democrat, if America goes to war, there will be no such thing as, oh, I am a Democrat. All Americans fight together on that battlefront. In Britain, the same thing. If there is a war, you will not be thinking whether they're Scottish or Welsh or they're English or from Ireland or what. They don't think that. They fight together to serve their country. French people, the same thing. The Spanish, the same. Why is it that we Amazonians want to use this divide and conquer rules that the colonizer brought to us? We are smart enough. We are educated. We are educated. Where is our education? Why do we not use our education for our own good? Our education cannot be to destroy ourselves. We need to fight La République. La République is. If you are an Amazonian and you are enabling La République to kill our people, know that the God that we serve will not let you go. Know that the blood that has been spilled by those innocent children will not let you go. The ancestors of our land will not let you go. The cries of those women who have lost their children, who have seen their husbands being shot in front of them, who have seen their children being killed, molested, those girls from university that were raped, who just bundled up in trucks. You do not sponsor a child to go to university and only for them to be attacked by the supposed protectors of the land, military, police people that are supposed to protect their people. If they do that, why? What is difficult for us to see that they do not consider us to be part of them, that our lives mean nothing to them? If you are an enabler, please just repent. Ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself first, and you ask for forgiveness from God, and you start doing the right things. Because La République is not a friend. La République is not our friend. They have never had our interests at heart. If they can kill our innocent children, including babies that have done nothing, absolutely nothing, then do you think that they'll have mercy on you? You who is helping them, let me tell you that your life means nothing to them, disposable to them. Don't think that because you're receiving something from them now, that you're valuable to them. You're not. You're just a servant. And they will just use you and crush you when the time is right for them. So you're not precious to them. You need to think about your people first. Put your own people first. No matter where you are, your village is your village. You still have to go back to your village. We know our traditions. If you have done wrong by the people of your land, I don't think I need to remind you what our customs are. Don't think that you will ever have peace. It's better that you correct your mistakes now than to carry on living in those mistakes. Because even if you don't suffer those consequences, your children and your children's children will suffer it. And I don't know what kind of future you want for your generations. So please, I'm begging you, let our boys who have lost their lives, our women that have also lost their lives fighting for this revolution, let that blood not have been spilled in vain. Think about our national anthem. They bore our land with their blood. It cannot be in vain. It cannot. Our lives are important. That is the future of Amazonia. That's our country that we need to build. We need to protect our lives. We are the protectors, especially as women. We have to protect our children.
Okay.
If we don't protect them, who will protect them? It's our right.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's our right. It's our responsibility. Yeah. Okay. You still want to say something, please?
Konfor, I want to add something, please. I don't think that we Amazonians in the diaspora are doing enough. We are not. I would challenge every single Amazonian in the diaspora to write to your member of parliament in whichever country that you're in. Write them and alert them of this situation. Even if you have written before, write again. Let us bombard them. Let them feel guilty because they are all responsible for this mess. Yeah. We might think that it won't make a difference, but it will. Let it be on record that all Amazonians across the world have written to our various countries and told them that this is what's going on in our country. As members of the Commonwealth, we ask you to look into this. As tax-paying citizens of the different diasporan countries that we're in, we are asking you to do something about this. We are not happy. Our people are being killed. Women, children. Children have not gone to school for 3 to 4 years. We need to speak out for them. I don't think we're speaking up enough. Fellow Amazonians, please find your country coordinators wherever you are, whichever country you are in. If you do not know who your country coordinator is, please get in touch with me. I'll be happy to point you in the right direction. When you go to your country meeting houses, Njangi houses, think about what humanitarian work you can do for your people. Do your own little bit, please. It's never too late. This is the year, 2020 is the year that Ambazonia should realize its full independence. And it takes you and me to make it happen. All hands on deck. 2020 is the year. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thanks so much. Dear televiewers, once again, we were watching County Roads, and we were dealing today with the role of women in the Amazonia Revolution. And we have looked at so many things. We have listened to our ladies, our honorable guests of tonight, what they do, what their challenges, possible challenges they could be having, especially from the position of leadership or as mothers running a revolution. And we've got a piece, we've got advice and all we can. We still have a plea. We have even examples from history from other countries. We want to remember that even in the days of, I think, Margaret Road, if I make a mistake, you will surely want to correct me. In the days of, was in Kwame Nkrumah, the women played a very, very significant role in that. They did just what we call buy and sell them at home. They sold small, they did petty business, gathered the money they made from small businesses they did, and supported the party or the political party of Kwame Nkrumah, and they did a great job. So there's always something. Think even about the French Revolution. It was the march of the women to Versailles that changed everything that France is enjoying today. So the well-being of any country in the world is based upon women, is the responsibility of a woman. So whoever, like what we're talking now, like about people who are trying to be partisan and things like that. I think I still remember we have a slogan from the part of the president of the interim government. He says, independence now and politics later. So whoever is trying to identify with
Later.
some group or something or think that you are being neutral, you are only running away from responsibility. You're running away from your responsibility, because we are actually called. If I'm at least Reverend Asong is here to bear with me, to confirm with me that we are the chosen generation and we cannot skip it, because it was like you would say it was written. It was actually written. God had it planned that you and I are going to do this. During this season, it's our time to set homeland free, to deliver homeland to our children. And it is the duty of a mother, something that even I think Reverend Asong can articulate much better from the perspective of the Bible, the duty of a woman or a nation building, like you said. Maybe you want to throw in one or two things, Reverend Asong, to encourage or inspire another woman who is still watching and seeing that we're just acting a drama. I have names these days, like you don't turn a politician, you don't do this and that, but it is not politics. And if you have to call me politician or any name or anything you want to do, and if that takes us home or it draws us nearer to homeland, let us do it. But if I will really give room to Reverend Asong, please, a word of inspiration. What do you think to encourage a fellow woman to join us in this so that we move on together?
Thank you, Sister Comfort. First, I want to tell the women that it is not an error that God made to create us. You see, when you look at God during creativity, he considers us as his undercover agent. His undercover agent. And that's why we are able to conceive and bring forth children. So God did not use a man to do that. He knew that we will always be available when he knocked at the door, when he is ready to send a message. God knew that women are always there at every given moment. They are worried about their home, they are worried about their children, they are worried about their husband, they are worried about what they will eat, they are worried about everything. And because of that, they do their best to make sure things are in order. That's why the Bible said in the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 31, and when you look from verse 10 all the way to 21, this is where I want us to look at it. Verse 15 says, she also rises while it is yet day. So while people are sleeping, the household is sleeping, the woman is up already, thinking of what she will do, how she will organize before everybody gets up, make sure that food is ready, make sure that the husband's dress is ready, everything is in order. She considers a piece of land. She buys it. So she does an investment that her children, when they grow old, they will inherit those investments. The husband look at her and he is proud. The Bible says when the man sits in the gathering of his friends, he is proud to talk about what the wife is doing. The handwork of what you are doing. That's what we are talking about. She considers a piece of land. She worked hard for it and she buys it. So if you look at this, the book of Proverbs, God already knew and God has arranged it. He has programmed it that these are going to be the things, the responsibilities of what a woman will do. So my questions to Ambazonians, women that are out there, are you ready? Because Ambazonian land is up for sale. Are you ready to put a down payment for this house that is about to be sold? Are you ready? Or you are saying you don't care whether your children have inheritance or whether they have a place to stay or not? Because what is going on now is that after they must have burned all those villages, all the Bamilekes that are close, that are neighbors, I will call it the way it is. They will relocate to our places. They will take over those lands and they will go. Like in the days of Makizas, a lot of them are within us because they ran away during the Makiza war. They came, our parents gave them shelter, and now today they are not able to stand up and defend us. They are not able to stand up and say that these are the people that gave us shelters when they were killing us. Let us join them and see how we can fight these people. None of them has done that. But it is thanks to our mothers that had that mind, that motherly mind to say that no, these strangers that have come to my house, I have to give them food, I have to give them shelter. So if we look at from the biblical aspect of it, we know that all of us that are in this thing, that are putting our face on social media, we are not afraid of it. We are not doing anything wrong. We are doing the rightful thing. We are doing according to what the Bible says. If somebody is saying that, why are you involved in politics? Those are people with little mind. All you need to do is educate them. Let them look at the Bible and see. There was a woman in the Bible called Deborah. When the children of Israel were going out of control, God used her to judge them, to bring them back to order. God had to use her and said, this is what they are doing, and I want you to be the judge of that country. I want you to make sure that you judge them and discipline them and make them to get themselves together. So it is nothing new or anything out of the ordinary. Some people will say that women too are in this whole thing. No. Everything that we are doing it was planned by God. And the reason that God decided to say we should be a helper, because he knew that sometimes the men can be crowded with their own thinking and things like that. But he said that, no, I need a weaker vessel who will always be there ready to see that when this man is so crowded, she is able to talk some sense into his brain. So those women that their husbands are on social media, or your brother is on social media every day, insulting somebody's ex-husband, criticizing somebody's ex-husband, I'm asking you, are you doing your job as a woman? Are you doing what you were commissioned to do on this earth? Are you sitting quiet allowing your brother to go on social media, insulting another person's brother. What are you doing to tell your brother that what you are doing is not correct? You, that wife that is sitting and your husband gets up every morning, go on social media and talks about somebody else's husband. What are you doing to tell your husband that I think you have done this enough? I think it's time for you to turn over. I think it's time for you to let go the past. Let's look at the Bible in, you see, we like to talk with references so that people don't think that we just make things. We talk from the quotation in the Bible so that some people can understand it better. Those are things that, oh, it's not supposed to be like this. When you look at it from the biblical aspect, you will know that everything was planned by God. God knew that things will come, and this is what is going to take it, for it to take its rightful stand. So let's look at the Bible in the book of Exodus 4:24-26. It said, think and act quick so you can save your husband. Think and act quick. And if you look at the Bible, it tells us again that the spies that were sent to spy the land, they went and settled in the house of a prostitute. A prostitute was able to hide those spies. That tells you how important a woman is in every nation building. Why are you standing on the sideline? What is stopping you to get up and tell your husband, say, please, honey, what you are doing is not correct. I think it's time for us to unite so that we can fight phobia and get this land. When we get to Buya, we can settle our differences. What are you doing to that your brother? That every day he goes on social media and all he does is insult, 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 insult. What are you doing? The Bible is very clear. If that is your position, I want to tell you, it is not too late. You can still make amends. God is ready to use you to transform the mind of that hardened husband of yours. God is ready to use you to transform the mind of that hardened brother of yours. It doesn't matter how difficult a man can be. Once you are a woman, God has given you a dynamite in you. And that dynamite, what is activated? No matter how difficult your husband is, he is able to change his decision. He is able to change his behavior. He's able to change the way he behaves. For the military women, that you allow your husband to go out and kill innocent people because he has signed an oath that he is an army, he has to kill. The Bible says in 2 Samuel 20, verse 14-24, it says, be a spokesperson, negotiate with the general of army so there can be peace in the town where you are. You, that military woman that you are in the land of Amazonia, are you happy with what is happening in that territory? Are you happy watching your fellow women lose their life? Are you happy watching fellow brothers and sisters that you guys used to have fun together, play cards or drink together, watch them being killed, roast like chicken? Are you happy? If you are not happy, I'm here to tell you that it is not late. It's time for you to stand up and speak the truth. Tell colonial slaves that enough is enough. For those military women that are in colonial country, you allow your husband to move from their territory to our territory, to kill our own brothers and sisters. Examine yourself and ask yourself this question. Is this the purpose why I got married to this man? Is this the purpose why he is my brother? If you examine yourself and your conscience tells you to say the truth, it's high time. Call your brother to order. Call your husband to order. We are sick and tired of this bloodshed, and we think the time is now for all the women to rise up and speak in one voice. Thank you very much. God bless you, Amazonians, and all the women.
Thank you, Reverend Assel, for the inspiration. A word to a wise they say is sufficient. What else can I add to a word of wisdom? That was inspiration from God, and I think that to every woman who has listened, they must have picked one thing to take home, without which we continue. So we would like to, I think we're drawing closer to the end of this show. But before we finally draw down the curtains, please, I would like us to say one or two things about what is going on. You know, lockdown has been on for since the 6th, today is the 8th, and tomorrow is that day of the so-called foreign colonial elections that are organized in our land by La République du Cameroon. So the lockdown is moving on and everything is on a positive note. Our people on the ground are doing really great. So it would not be fair for us to sit here, spend the whole time and leave without at least saying a word of courage or thank you to the people back home. I know we cannot thank them enough. We cannot encourage them enough because what we are doing, we can't even do it. We are not doing it. We're only trying to do what we are, but they at home, they are facing the bullet and so on. So we just want to encourage them about the day of tomorrow. What do you have to say to them, Margaret, to people back home about especially tomorrow and then right to the 11th of February when which is the last day of the elections or the lockdown.
Well, like I told you earlier, that from yesterday and even today, people have been calling. Just before we came on the air, somebody called me. A lady called me from home to tell me what is happening. So those are the types of things that we need to say. We've seen trucks carrying people in. As you know, Santa is the gateway to the northern zone. So
Mhm.
when things happen, we see them first. There are truckloads of people, just like Amomism has been doing in the past, where when our people decide that they are not going to march, Amomism would go to Mbunda and Bafusam and truck in people, and they'll come and march, and they do a photo up to say, look at what is happening. They are marching in Bamenda. You might say that nothing is happening, but it is, because look at people. Just like the minister came to Ayaba Hotel, and they went and brought some women from Bunda to come and cry and say, we want our children, stop the war. Now is the opportunity of our women to watch what is happening and tell us, because we can only win when we are together, when we all of us are working together. So I'm asking those people to make sure. I know that it is hard at home. We in the Western world, we are used to the fact that we stay indoors. You only go out when you're going somewhere, or so. We don't stay outside. But back home, because I had to look at the thing, like, why do they kill our children so many during lockdown? Is because it's not our culture to stay indoors. People go out. And so I'm begging you, this is such a crucial time. We don't want
Yeah.
our children to die because they went out to play air or football or whatever, any little thing. Well, I was just tired. Please, even if you have only gari to eat. I used to tell my sisters, look, this lockdown is coming. Make sure you have everything that you need. Don't come and tell me, I be just one go for here. You know, say market day next door. I be just one go na buy crayfish where I be forget am. There is no I be just. This is when you stay in. When they say stay in, it means stay in. If whatever is happening, the only way you think that I would say go out is you need to use the toilet, because we have outdoor toilets. I cannot say use your toilet in the house. Please try and stay indoors. Put your children, the whole family in. Those who see in the opportunity, those who have the opportunity to see what is happening, don't be afraid to call us. Nobody is going to identify it was this boy, it was this girl who told me this. No, we will hear that and we will know how to defend ourselves, how to tell our boys on the field what to do, what not to do, and what to do. So I'm asking everybody who is at home to make sure that you do not go out. Don't say, my pastor said we have to come and pray. They said God did not say you have to be in a building with 100 people. A church is anything. There are people who pray in their home. The God listens to them. So please, tomorrow is Sunday, but there is no Sunday for us. It's a Sunday of slaughtering. We don't want to wait. Tomorrow we start hearing of the throngs of people who have been killed. We will be crying, but you're gone. We don't want you to die. So please, please, people, just listen to the instructions that have been given. Stay indoors. Don't go out. Don't let even if the children are crying, it's just one day. It's better that you beat your child and tell them this is exact. I'm not advocating beating children, but if that's what it will take for them to sit still, it's better for that child to cry for a minute than for that child to go out and be killed. So my appeal to everybody is that we should play our part. If your part is to cook for the soldiers, make sure they have good food. If your part, I mean, whatever, if you're a soldier and you're going out to fight, this is your time. Work in your groups and be together so that you can really effect change, that you can do the right thing. And at this point, our boys are not going out to be fighting and be concerned about a spray bullet touching our people. They should be concentrating on defending us against the enemy. We cannot have our own people going out to vote, and then we are thinking, I want to get the army, but you're thinking, if I try, I'm going to hit somebody from my own village or from my own town. So people, please, it doesn't matter what they are giving you. I've heard that in some places they give people 10,000 francs. What is 10,000 francs? Is your life not worth 10,000? Can you not do something, even if it means buying a granite, frying or boiling and selling? Can you not make 10,000 francs in a week? That you would put your life at risk. Think of the people who love you. You'll be putting your life at risk, and if something happens to you, all these people have lost you. So you cannot be selfish. You cannot think only of yourself. I have people who say, and there's no SDF in my town. If we don't run as SDF, CPDM will take over. There's people who say, I'm CPDM. If I don't go and fight, this is going to happen. No, let us all forget those labels. Just like I'm asking us here to forget whether you're IG or your Morris or your ROA, I'm asking those back home. We are doing local government by local government. You and I, we come from this village, we are brothers and we are sisters. We cannot be divided. Now is the time for all our people to sit at home. You who say you're CPDM or SDF, tell your brothers, look, today is not a matter of us being this label or that. It's a day for us to sit at home and show that we are a people, that we belong. You and I belong. When these people come here and fight, it's not helping us. You are going to see me tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. The army who is coming to fight is not going to protect you. It's going to be you. When you are sick, I'm the one who can take you to the hospital. I'm the one who can make sure that if you're in your house dying, I can give you water to drink. So today is that day that you guys have to come together and join and stay home. Stay home. Do not go out to vote. Stay home.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we finally close the show, I'd like to apologize that because we have another show waiting to start immediately after this Amber 4 calls, we will not open the lines for phone calls. So if there's any word of encouragement, just drop it on the comment section and I'll pick it. I'll just read it up. So we apologize. We're not going to open lines for the calls today. So we have just about 2 minutes to round up now because another show is on the queue. So, Reverend Asong, do you have a final word for people back home, please?
Yes, I want to call on all the women, not only Ambazonians, all the women all over the world that the people of Amazonia are being killed on a daily basis. We are calling on all of you to stand up and speak for us. Defend our innocent brothers and sisters that are being killed. I'm calling on all the women, the Christian women, to come out, join us. Let's cry as women. Let's cry as mothers. So the international bodies can take this case serious. So they can know that we are serious. We are a nation. That they should know that is not an internal issue. We are a nation, and we are sick and tired of being in slavery. We want to restore our independence. That's all we are asking. So all the women, please, whoever has wronged you, that made you to take that decision, if you are an Amazonian, please be proud of where you come from and join the struggle. However you will contribute, we have a lot of refugees in Nigeria. If you don't want to support the war, please support the humanitarian aspect of it. If you don't like your county chair or you don't like your LGA chair, please, you can always reach out to one of us in this panel. I am always available. If you need direction on what to send your money or where to send your money or how the money should be used, I'm available to help you. Don't stay on the sideline and keep making excuses. Those boys are still fighting with den guns because they don't have all Amazonians on board supporting the struggle. While others are sacrificing their monies, others are using their money to build their mansions on ground zero. Please, my brothers and sisters, if we don't succeed in this revolution, you will never go back to stay in those mansions. So what is the point investing in something that you are not sure that you will one day go there and live freely? So we have to fight to the end. We have come this far, we cannot give up. We have to keep on resisting until we get there. We are going to call on a national protest for all the women, Ambazonia women and non-Ambazonia women, for all of us to go on the street, wherever you are in your country, in the diaspora, not ground zero, diaspora. Because ground zero, if you guys come out, colonial slaves will shoot you or do something. All of you in diaspora, please watch, we are working on that. We have to go out and move from one office to the other. Make these international bodies to know that we, the women, we have been quiet for so long, and it's high time we stand up for the truth. We stand up and defend our loved ones. We stand up and defend baby Mata, an innocent child that was killed for no good cause. A senseless war, senseless war. For Pobia Vimbondo, we can tell you that we, the Ambazonia women, are rising up, and we will not give up this revolution. And no amount of bribery and corruption, because you are so desperate, you are so frustrated, all what you are doing is playing with time. But I can assure you that we, the Ambazonia women, are standing strong, and we will be coming after you if you don't withdraw your troops, if you don't stop the killing, if you don't stop burning houses. We will come after you. Ambazonians, be strong, stay focused. Ground zero fighters, I give you guys 61 gun salute for your resistance. Keep standing until we get to Buea. For those that are taking risks to go out, that they want to vote for colonial election, I can assure you, if anything happens to you, you are on your own. We don't recognize that election. It is not from our government. It's a foreign election. We are not recognized. Let me ask you a question. You are campaigning for somebody, a foreigner, to come and rule you. But the foreigner is busy killing your brothers and sisters every single day, burning your brothers and sisters every single day. And yet, you are still behind him, going around campaigning because of a piece of bread and sardine. No, my brother, it is not worth it. It is not worth it, because whatever they are giving you is temporal. If by the end of this war, we give it up, even that bread and sardine that you were eating, I'm telling you, you will not find it anymore. So it's time for you to think twice and stop playing for personal gains and interests. Thank you. God bless you, Ambazonians. We are together. My brother Eric Tato, I will not finish without calling all of you. Capo Daniel, Ivo Tanku, Ayabacho, what is the other one? Please, my brothers and sisters, the Bible says forgive and forget. Let's come together. Let's move on as one. I think the killing is getting out of control. This is just because all of us are here fighting, insulting each other, and La Republique is using that as a tool to continue to put fights among us, to continue to make us knock our head for just no cause. There is just no cause for all this, my brothers and sisters. Please, in the name of God, it's high time. This is 2020. Let's forget the past. Let's forgive one another. Let's come together and think. Let's look for a way forward. It is not too late. It is not too late. We can do it. I have confidence that if we all come together and let colonial slaves know that we've had enough of their manipulation, this war will be over within no time. But I know 2020 is the year for this war to be over. I have faith in God. And I want you to have faith in God. Please forgive one another. Let's move on and let's stay focused. We will get to Boya. God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Lady Marianta, please. This is the final word.
Thank you, my comfort. Thank you so much, my comfort. Profound gratitude to our Ambazonian restoration forces on the ground. Profound gratitude to our mothers and brothers and sisters that are respecting the lockdown so perfectly. And I want to say a big shout out to the young men and women who do their best to the integrity of Ambazonia. Without you, we would not be where we are today. And I just want to say this one thing before we leave. We have done so well, our people have done so well to stay indoors. Tomorrow comes. If anyone chooses to go out there for any reason, they'll be making a big mistake and it will be a huge betrayal to all the efforts that so many people have already, the sacrifices that have already been made by other people. This is not the time for betrayals. Stay indoors. Even if you have been an enabler and you've been doing the wrong things, please let this night be a night for you to reflect and start making the right decisions. We cannot afford to betray children. We have already shown the international community that our people all of them, they are aware of what is happening. Nobody should leave their homes. We don't want La Republique to have a motive to say that people came out and say that all these boxes that we know that they have stuffed the ballot boxes already. They've been stuffing those boxes for the last 2 weeks to pretend that people went out for elections. Nobody will go out for elections. Let the shame be on La Republique. They need to be exposed, and we must expose them. Everybody, you stay indoors, please. La Republique cause 57 smart. Do my brothers and sisters, please do the right thing for your country. Put Ambazonia first. Like Reverend Aston said, whatever little money, chicken change that they have given you, that is nothing. That will not replace the life of the people that have been killed. You cannot put a small amount of money before the livelihood of the whole nation. No, 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 you cannot, please. And I will say one last appeal to my sisters all over the world. Man, you have a lot of qualities that you can use to influence this revolution in a positive way. The humility, the patience, the ability to have foresight, the ability to see the strengths and weaknesses of people, to support. Don't take that for granted. Make good use of it. Join us. Help your people. You are fighting a just cause. We are fighting a just cause. And God is our strength. We shall not relent. This is our war and we should fight it. We should fight it because that is the only thing that we have. We cannot stand by and watch our people be killed. We have hope, Amazonians. There is hope. My brothers and sisters on Ground Zero, you need to remain resilient. That means you cannot give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Together we are stronger. We shall overcome. We shall win this fight.
Thank you, fellow sisters. How do I call you? Comrades, whatever comes in, I just say it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the time. I know, I'm not sure. Let me just say, I'm paraphrasing Chinua Achebe, who would say, you cannot sit and fold your arms and watch a man come to your house, defecate on the floor, and get away with it. I think we have let La République do this for over half a century. And the time is now, because we have stood up and said, no, enough of this. You have been defecating in our house for this number of years. Enough is enough. And we are moving on. They accepted it. Remember, they don't call us les anglophones anymore. They call us les Ambazoniens. They call us Ambazonians. They recognize us by our name. They know that we have a country of our own called Ambazonia, former British Southern Cameroons. So who else still thinks that this is a joke and you are kidding around? You may have yourself to blame, especially those on the ground, those back home, trying to provoke our people. You know, our people are bleeding before your own eyes. You walk over the blood of our children to go and corrupt our people in pain. You don't care what they are going through. All you care about is an advanced stage dementia patient, elderly person, the oldest dictator on planet Earth, Paul Biya, for his interest. Whatever you are benefiting from that, we don't care. We don't promise you anything evil, but do not force yourself into it because it's going to happen to you. We have been smiling enough. We have been babysitting you enough, but enough of that provocation. Whoever dares want to go out tomorrow, either to voted for or to vote or whatever thing you think you want to do not be caught. That is why families, please stay at home and pray at home. Because if you come out, you either be caught by somebody else's bullet or you're standing on the way of our boys. Stay at home, pray at home. We are praying for you. We're just trusting God. All is not lost. Nothing is even lost at all, because for anything good to happen, it takes sacrifice. And for the best ever sacrifice that has ever done in the history of mankind is the sacrifice of blood. You can take it from Jesus. It took Jesus' blood for us to be cleansed. It takes blood for it to go to an end. So we just want to hold our hands together. I'm just adding my voice to that of those of my sisters. Let us keep our diaspora differences aside, because while we use our sophisticated phones and fight this virtual fighting that we're fighting on social media, the moment we sit here and fight on our phones, people bleed at home. Let us think about that. Let us put Amazonia first. When we get home, we'll do politics. we'll have an opportunity to fight in parliament, physically fighting like it happened in, I think, in Ukraine one of these days. They actually fought, I mean, physically. We will do that back home. I think I can do that too, honestly. But there's no time for it now because people are dying. Let's keep these differences, which actually don't exist, aside. Let's even migrate to Twitter, because the moment I'm on Twitter, I discover that there is even no enemy. Because I don't care who I tweet from, as long as you are Amazonian and you are tweeting the right thing. I don't choose. And, let's just do something. Let's do something in solidarity with our people, our suffering, our oppressed people. Amazonian person is a hardworking person. There are people who don't depend on people. They don't beg. But nowadays, they have to wait. If we don't manage to send them something, they will not eat or things like that. Tomorrow, they have to be at home the whole day. They will not go to church and so on. But we're moving on freely. We only find time when we are free. That's when we sit here to talk to them. But they don't have choice. Whether they are free or not, when it's time for them to die, they just die and so on. Can we please just do something? And fellow woman, it is all about us. It is all our responsibility. Let us, like Reverend Asong said, whisper to your husband, whisper to your brother. You and I know that tone that touches them deep down. This thing, it's about time we stopped it, because people are dying because of this thing we are doing. What shall we be doing at home when we have to do all the fighting here? Nobody said, brothers and sisters, we're never going to fight. But let's fight at the right time and the right place. Homeland has to be free. Thank you and have a blessed evening. Thank you, dear ladies. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Look at one that we woman every moment. John the bed, in our penguin, yeah, party boy, yeah, with the boy, Yankee, you know what's angry, yeah, but a bemamba, momo. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're not good, more, is in the Nini, in the Botoni, Nape, kwe Embwe bitiniza Izano tiniza moshi Ayungu bia kobe ukoche Oka yisra ayungu mea kara jere jere Jinaka nemo ayene chu Jinegu jatao ayene chu Ane mene jere baye jere na kweye Diebu moma moma
Umbamba chembe LGK Chondong cry our pay
Mbasi me etobo imeme bo Mbasi ji etobo ijiji bo Mbasi nabu jobo inana bo Governor mome wongye Chama minister mome wongye Chama president mome wongye Chama parliamentarian Chama injaki guni sedo disi menga Injaki guni sedo disi menga Abeme de quimbe, abeme da bane, abeme da tongue mbegem de bunywe. Abeme de quimbe, abeme da bane, abeme da tongue mbegem de bunywe. Como ye binema pugimba ato como ye emai pugimba
Isambai upe Malabo Isambai upe Gabon Isambai upe US Isambai upe Guinée Equatorial Isambai upe South Africa Isambai upe USA
Brigai gama te duen chaba chaba chap 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 chaba chap 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 chaba chap 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 chap
Ekunidi George, Chief of Ngi people, Malabo. Ngi must be one. Contendo Roberto, my barrister. Ekunidi George, the Chief of Chiefs, Ngi people, Malabo.
Bungu kwa be iwe poko de buto bunga noma rubu siku kume
Bunga yombe yedem bamigi ninjao
Ta Stanley, President Meta Community Guinée Equatorial. Senior Felix, President Momo Community. Ndum Emmanuel, Bachibo Community, Guinée Equatorial. Tiny Gaius, Menka Community, Guinée Equatorial.
From Daniel Don Carlos, Awa Peter Jamama,
Mutanga Andrew Monjimba, Eko Kamoto, Limbe Sweet Sote, Mark Thomas Ote, Edim Radio, Sound me that sound, my man. Hugo Manfred, Soldier Ants,
Bakwa Fidel Trump, Atlantic Driller Machine.
Edu Eric Achindo, Libreville, Gabon. Ukabamenga, l'agent c'est quoi? Moni Nawati. Bina.
Ekenu Victor, President Gipipo, Gabon.
Ukomangu bunu ekungwebe, ukomangu buni maki gunise, ukomangu bunu ekungwebe, ukomangu bukwene anjunu gui. Top Guy, Tole Forever, Usa Onade.
Devon Simon, US of A. Dayong Valentine, US of A. Chief David Fokim of A3. Omeka Jackson, Cultural Coordinator, US of A.
Injaki guni se do di simenja. Injaki guni se do di simenja. Abeme ye kwimbe, abeme dapane, abeme daitong embege mbade bunywe. Abeme de kwimbe, abeme dapane, abeme daitong embege mbade bunywe.
Ebote Jackson, Latare.
Una dance, una dance,
Una dance, una dance,
una dance,
una dance,
una dance,
una dance, una dance, una dance,
una dance, una dance,
una dance,
una dance,
una dance, una dance, una dance. Obiangema Teodoro, gracias.
Billy Estela, Florida. Ukanya Maloko. My love, where are you? Baby, where are you? I'm waiting for you.
You know I miss you so much. Sweetie, here I am. I'm your phone.
My love, where are you? Baby, baby, where are you? I'm waiting for you.
You know I can never let you down. Darling, here I am. I'm your phone.
You know I love you so much. Baby, where are you? I'm waiting for you.
Chérie, chérie, coco. Bébé, coucou, bébé, I'm here for you.
You know I love you so much. Baby, where are you? I'm waiting for you.
Trésor, mon trésor. Doudou, trésor, mon chou, je suis là.
My love, where are you? Baby, my love, where are you? I'm waiting for you.
Honey, honey, honey. Baby, baby, baby. Darling, darling, darling. Sweetie, 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 I'm your phone.
My love, where are you? I need you so much, baby. Come for me. I'm waiting for you.
Trésor, mon trésor. Doudou, tu es mon chou. You know I miss you so much. Sweetie, here I am, oh, I'm here for you. Where are you? Darling, here I am. I'm here for you. My love, where are you? Darling, here I am. I'm here for you. Chérie, chérie, coco. Bébé, coucou, bébé, oh. Trésor, mon trésor. Doudou, tu es mon chou. Je suis
My
là.
love, where are you? Baby, where are you? I'm waiting
Mon
for you.
bébé, mon trésor, oh. Mon amour, mon bébé, oh. Je suis là, oh.
My love, where are you? Baby, where are you? I'm
You
waiting for you.
know I miss you so much. Sweetie, yeah, yeah.
Now there go separate we, baby, 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 baby. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
for you. I'm waiting for you. Baby, 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 darling, 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 honey, 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 sweetie, 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 I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. You don't know why I belly the joa. 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 Baby, you go. Darling, 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 sweetie, 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 honey, 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 baby, my love, I'm waiting for you. My love, where you do, I'm waiting for you.
I can never let you down, baby, my darling.
I'm gonna give my baby, my love, my love, my love. Come now, come now. Yeah. My love, where are you? Baby, where are you? Sweetie, where are you? Honey, where are you? I'm waiting for you. My love, my love, baby, 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 honey, 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 sweetie, 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 I'm waiting for you. Sabino the high.
Na bullet de diesel use for we for civilian them. Me the word see
Hold your fire and hear them cry. Hold your fire, the pain is too much. Hold your fire and hear them cry. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Videos, checks them against satellite imagery, and spoken with eyewitnesses on the ground. For the first time, we showed you who is committing these atrocities and why.
Is it the bodyguards around you? Is it the army that you've got? Is it the high walls you live in that makes you to ignore the people's cry? Policemen perish every day. Our youths are going down the drain. Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you made from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. There is a body lying down the street. It could be a brother, it could be my sister, it could have been you, it could have been me, it could be anybody else. Because of the conditions we're facing, where we live today, we are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Our youths are perishing every day. You read in the papers, you will see. You check out the news, the numbers are there. Every day and night, and every number that you see is representing a human being. Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Our analysis of the video places it outside the National Gendarmerie, the village of Konfor.
Is it the bodyguards around you? Is it the army that you've got? Is it the high walls you live in that makes you to ignore the people's cry? Maybe if you listen to the people's cry, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are the victims and we die because of the decisions you make from above. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear. Hold your fire now and hear them crying. You've got to hold your fire now, for the pain is too much to bear.
Budam jai jaina, system jai jaina, dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina, dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina, Maya jai vemiya, Maya jai vemiya, Maya jai vemiya, Maya jai vemiya, dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina, dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina, deki kari beyo minla simi wanina min team shati be min koiti wana zese wan bon kirki nyam ka be keshi wana pari man pinkiri kun karsa be kun keshi wana ena bam yoki eh in for one rendezvous nkuru yenne one minute vera one mina jangango Guinness simor posta trantra and caster min run table ve min kemena purgango DJ kumpi square minna aya chengizan Ali moitimo ndojim do fe wan moba wan karbe ya padi kome padi yo bankeshi dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina Maya jai vemiya Maya jai vemiya Maya jai vemiya Maya jai vemiya dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina dada shui kilomam hiki nyobam jai jaina rendezvous min me one minute young boy young shiliga me young baby baby I'm trying to do lemela baby you aya kenyam shi adu wasalan young ya vera pari wa shi awira tar ena wudu tatia ver bosia wira kwe mojigi ya bongo ivasan tati shi wira kwe baby you okay saneri modele mi vela I'm trying to love me mina Chen Jackson I'm the love monkey just jit my kuya baby body man min kaka young get to me and now baby moji abaita to me and baby me shui gelong mana tang melong shuiki no mhiki no bom jai jaina. Dada shuiki no mhiki no bom jai jaina. Maya jai baby yo, Maya jai baby yo, Maya jai baby yo, Maya jai baby yo. Dada shuiki no mhiki no bom jai jaina. Dada shuiki no mhiki no bom jai jaina. Men nim vitra atam li fun for number one. Men do play wise game woman when young baby woman. Young baby, me girl, and a booty young baby, beauty, our father paka. Baby, you get a galley, a father paka. Baby, me, young woman, a terbika. Woman, I want it, baby, young baby, Marty paka. BKG, Aula, Marty, when you phone, me. Baby, me, young Jackie, come and give my nail. I hear Pani Manoma, Kimbang paka beats, I'm a day. Zubaishi. Bulake, Sango Bakungo me. Are you on a booger? Oh yeah. What's on Zambia? What call you got? 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 Barukas no what call you got? Kamongon Simbar what call you got? Barukas no what call you got? Kamongon Simbar what call you got? What's on Zambia? What call you got? What's on Zambia? What call you got? Barukas no what call you got? Mobae what call you got? Mobae what call you got? Yebe what call you got? Yebe what call you got? What call you got? Kangongon Sula, what call you got? Watson Sangria, what call you got? Watson Sangria, what call you got? Yebe, what call you got? Yebe, what call you got? Yebe, what call you got? Wobo, what call you got? Hey, what's up, man? What call you got? Kamongon Simbar, what call you got? Barukas no what call you got? Kamongon Simbar, what call you got? What's on Zambia, what call you got? What's on Zambia, what call you got? wako yuka. Mobae wako yuka. Bae wako yuka. Nebe wako yuka. Nebe wako yuka.
Wanda kwi o mane bi momo e jondo betele abe mo ba wo momo ina wan bengbine nye pati bo nye witi bu nye nji ina wa sangere nye nji kwa abe mo ba ba bu momo wow 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 ena tutmo Tiniza moshi ayungu bia kobe ukoche oka yisra ayunu me kara kara kara